Hi everybody. I'm just messing with my camera, trying to focus and get this small enough so that you can see what I'm doing and not so far away. It's really hard. Hi Crystal. So tonight I decided I wanted to do another Stash Buster, and I had a friend come over today and we were just messing around, playing, and I showed her my sampler that I had made. It's a Stampin' Up! Sampler that I made with Julie Davison many years ago. I don't know what year, but it was many years ago. Anyway, it was so cute, and I said I've been dying to make one of my own. I never have. And so we got out some of my new stamp sets from the new mini catalog and made this one the same size. And I thought, I knew I could get an 8x8 frame. So this one is 8x8. And I just thought, oh my God, it turned out so adorable. So I'm going to show you kind of close up. I think what I'm going to do is cut all the parts and pieces for this and do something like this as a kit for the people who order from me. And it might even be a fun thing to do for the New Year's Eve thing, where people could just, you know, pay a certain amount and I'll just mail you all the parts. But oh my gosh, it's so cute. And look at this. I colored one of the reindeer pink because I like that retro kind of style. And I'm like, I can't decide if I like it better pink or brown. But either way, man, it's just adorable. I just love it. I hope you love it too. I have, I'm going to put some, I think some glitter gel on these bells, maybe. I'm not sure. I may do a little something on these leaves. Anyway, I'm going to doll it up just a little, but I just wanted to show you that. So I was going to do fall, and I had all my fall stuff out, and then I was like, I have got to make this Halloween pack because it's screaming at me. Do this one. And when Karen came over, she was like, do this one. She's like, you have lots of time to do Halloween or do Thanksgiving. So I'm like, okay, this is the one. So if you have a paper pack out, ideally what you need to work with me or to work later, if you're watching now, you don't need washi tape, but hey, whatever, I'll make that work. Ideally, what you want is a paper pack that has lots of generic prints, and some of these like Picture My Life style or pocket style cards. Now, this one, I won't be using these giant, well, I could use some of these giant cards. So I'm just gonna real quick sort my paper. Look at the eyeballs. Oh my God, they're cute. And of course the back is parts and pieces. Darn. The flowers. Oh, good. I was like, I don't love the flowers, but I do love this. So, okay. So I'm just kind of going through and sorting the pieces that could be cut down to make cards. Oh my gosh, those are cute. Cute. This is a good pack. I didn't even realize I bought it, to be honest. It's Boo Crew from Simple Stories. Cute. I like both sides of it. Why do they always put like the cutest stuff back to back? I could live without this one, but I like this one. Hi Heather. Hi Lori. I like that. This one's cute, but it might be a little big for a card base. I have either one of those is good. So I'm just sorting through my paper. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. I like the other side too. I have 2 cards in mind. You know, I kind of like fun folds. Oh my gosh, that's cute. I kind of like fun folds, and I like them to be cute, not scary. Oh, that's really adorable. Yeah. I almost want to hold that one back in case I use it on a scrapbook page or something. Look how adorable that is. I love it. I love it. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll hold that one back just in case. And I could even substitute black cardstock or something. Anyway, so this pack is Simple Stories, and it was some kind of big collection pack. So I just sorted out all the components that I could cut apart, and then all the papers. And then this one has a sticker sheet, which is really great. Some of the stickers are really geared to scrapbooking because they're kind of big and long, but I might be able to make them work. And then this is a chipboard pack, which I didn't even know was in there because it was buried, but some of those are really cute. And then there's this little ephemera bit kind of thing in here too. There is a lot of embellishment kind of stuff in this package, so I think I'm in good shape. And if I add, oh yeah, these are really cute. Look at that. I'm gonna have to, when I'm ready to decorate, I'll spread these out a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna set these aside so we can work on card bases. Hi, Virginia. So, I was gonna do fall and stuff, but I'm like, I need to get that Halloween pack made. So there you go. This is 8.5 by 11 cardstock. It is just that real cheap cardstock. I think I got it at Michael's or something. And it's not very heavyweight. It's actually, it's a lot lighter than what I like to use for card base. You can see how easy it bends. So the only thing that I think is gonna make it work is the style of card that I decided to make tonight. So I got this card as a birthday card one year. And so it's basically 2 flaps that fold over the center, and then this little pull out where you can write on the back and decorate the front. And I thought, well, that's perfect for those pocket card style thing. Yes, it's Simple Stories. It's called Boo Crew, and I have no idea how old it is, okay? Because some of the stuff in my stash, I gotta be honest, it's been there a while. Like I said, I just need to use some of this stuff because when I was going through and trying to purge, I realized that I don't want to get rid of it. I just need to use it. I just need to use it up. And I don't do as much Halloween scrapbooking anymore. I don't do as much for Halloween the day like I used to. So, cards it is. Anyway, so this is my style. I chose this style based on this birthday card that I received. I think it will lend itself well to decoration. And so there's the style. There's one, and I kind of made a quick template. It's not perfect. It's not exactly the same. I think she used maybe a 12 by 12, or I don't know. Yeah, I don't know for sure. But anyway, this is what I'm doing. And then the other style of card that I thought would be good is this split front card where you cut your card base and, cut out the center, and then you use your center and, use your pocket card or your decoration to attach the top and the bottom together. So I thought, well, that one, we could do a few of those too. But let's do this one first, because I think this one's going to be the hardest to take the longest. Not hard, really. So the first thing we're going to do is decide how many cards we're going to make. How about if we just start with 10? 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'll put the rest of my stack aside. So what we need to do is turn these vertically so they're 11 inches long, and we're gonna cut them at 5.5. So I'm getting my trimmer in here. Let me extend. Now you can see my mess on my desk. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this in at the 5.5 mark and just chop. And I'm gonna do this to all of these. Now this paper, this cardstock is thin enough where I could probably do several sheets at a time, but I'm sitting here cutting. Maybe I'll do a couple. See, I got 3 here. I don't want it to be a rough cut, but seriously, this paper, I wish I knew how to gauge my cardstock weights better. It's nowhere near, it's not 80 pound, I can tell you that. It's not cover weight. I think it's probably text weight paper. It's thicker than copy paper for sure, but it's cheap. It's cheap and I need to use it, and it's black. So there you go. That'll work for me. So this will all be scrap that I can use for other things. I'm gonna set that aside because I probably will use it for things. And then we just need to work on scoring and cutting our bases. So let me get out my scoreboard. And basically, here's what we want. We want the 2 sides to fold in, and we want it to be approximately 4 1/4 in the middle. Well, just to make it easier so it's not some bizarro number, I went ahead and just said just 3.5 and 7.5. And if you score it there, your inside is like 4 1/8. So or 4 inches right here. It's not perfect. Like you could go, you know, 1/8 of an inch less here and 1/8 of an inch more here and get your 4 1/4, but it's just complicated. Let's do 3.5 and 7.5 and just be done with that. Because as long as it fits in the envelope and I can cut my paper to be the right size, I'm happy. I'm happy. So 3.5, 7.5. And a lot of you have probably made this before, this card. This is not like some really unique style or anything, but have you ever received one? Because wouldn't that be fun to send to somebody? I think it'd be great. And you know, the other thing, if you're doing Halloween with that pocket on there, that pocket, I don't know if I got that straight. Yeah, that pocket would be awesome for, I mean, you could just stick a treat in there. That's where you put your candy bar or your, you know, a Hershey bar or your, a little baggie of pixie sticks or whatever you give away for trick-or-treaters. Wouldn't that be a cute little gifty? I don't have to make things for school anymore, but oh, I used to love making treat bags for school. How fun. Okay. Now, we have those done, and we're going to bump side up, fold them in, like these would fold in, like this and this. Now, we need that crisscross action going. So let me get out a trimmer where you can see what I'm doing. I swear to God, I have a mosquito in the house. It's driving me crazy. Every time I feel anything, or think I feel anything, I'm like swatting at myself. Like, it's like, and they found West Nile virus in our town, and so now they're fogging all over the place, and now I'm all paranoid. So, a landscape version would be good. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We have our 3 sections. This will be the back that we don't mess with. These 2 need to be cut this way and this way. So we're just gonna line this up in the trimmer where the top at the score is in the line of the cutter. And then we're gonna turn it so that this corner is in the line with the cutter. And then you're just gonna cut that off. Okay, and this is scrap, unfortunately, but there you go. And then we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna take that score right there. Well, you know, I don't like to wear bug spray unless I'm gonna take a shower right after I get back in the house. And I've been watering my flowers at like 5:30 at night or whatever, and I think I'm gonna have to start watering a little earlier because, you know, the mosquitoes are starting to come out earlier and earlier. All right, so there's my card. My card is a little narrower than, it's right at 4 inches, okay? Which is fine. It's not exactly the 4 1/4 like the one I got in the mail, but it's close and it will work. And that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do that to all of the pieces, okay? From score to corner, score to corner. This is one I wish I could do multiples of at a time, but anyway. What else is happening? Oh, I had my vaccinations yesterday. I had my flu shot, my COVID shot, and I was due for my DPT. I'm like, oh my God, I had 3 vaccinations at the same time. You'd think I would be like dragging today, but I'm doing just fine, which is great. I may not say that in an hour or so because I have literally been playing craft stuff all day. So, oh, I'll bet you do, Heather. I seriously, when I mentioned maybe fogging our yard or, you know, doing something with our rain barrels and stuff, my daughter just flipped out. She's like, that is not good for you, Mom. That is a lot of chemicals. And I'm like, well, neither is West Nile virus. Like, I don't know what's better. I don't think I want either of them. But anyway, I think she's going to put the kibosh on any chemicals. She feels very strongly about that. Maybe I'll have her help me water. Last time I saw her go out at night, she was like wearing, I mean, it is still over 80 degrees here. And she was wearing like, you know, a sweatshirt, like a hoodie over her clothes so that she would have her arms covered. And I'm like, sheesh. Yes, we overreacted our house. Yes, we do. So, yeah, we have all our windows closed, and if we fogged and stuff, she wouldn't even know. It's not like she goes outside. Honestly, she wouldn't even know. I don't know what it does to other critters in the area, though. I would investigate it first, but okay. Let's see. We are almost, gosh, 10 cards. Why did I decide on 10? It's going to take me forever to cut all the paper. Okay. Anybody working with me, or are you just watching? I'm cool with either one. I'm thrilled. You know, Steve went to the racetrack today. It's a stressful time at the racetrack. They have instructor training, and checkoffs this weekend where they have to, you know, they have to teach a new driver and be mentored by an instructor and get checked off. And you all know what that's like, being checked. It's like, even if you're really good at it, you know, there's something about being watched that close, right? Okay. I think, do I want to use this trimmer or my chopper? I'm faster with my chopper, you guys. So I'm going to put this one away for now and we'll see. Okay. So we have all of these cards. Now, here's the thing. We are going to need slanted, we need slanted patterned paper in order to cover this and make it look cool, right? So that is always a little bit tricky. I don't know why that one didn't score very good. There we go. So we have to cut this panel. Now the way that I figured that out is basically you measure your cardstock, which is 4 by 5.5, and then you just chop a 1/4 inch off of that. So we're gonna make it 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, and we need 10 of those, and we can just pick from any of our papers. So let me grab my papers. You have to be a little careful. The way that I'm doing these, you don't want to use a directional print. Oh, hey, Noelle. Hey, Noelle, I have a question for you. Do you remember that head tomatoes stamp set that I was using a little while back? I know you were over here when I was using it at one point, and I wondered if you knew where it was, if you knew where I put it. I'm driving myself crazy looking for it. Okay, I kind of like that orange. That's a good one. I kind of like the polka dot. That's a nice generic one. The spider, this one's a nicer one for like a background. I like this, but it's a big print. And the others are directional. So the directional ones I'm going to set aside for a moment. All right. I got my scraps. I'm going to set those aside. And we're just going to start by chopping the little zip strip off. And sometimes when I'm making cards, I keep these because I can use these little pieces. So, you know, just look and see. And if you think you might be able to use them, hang on to them. Okay, so we're going to cut these, what did I say? 3 3/4 by 5. So I'll just cut a couple of each color. So that'll be 1, 2 cards. And I'm just going to cut several, and we'll just see what we can come up with. See if I can use that zip strip. Maybe the polka dots. 3 3/4. I'm cutting this at 3 3/4. So, what other news? Anybody got any news? I think in a pile. Of course, I stuck it in a pile. Honestly, I looked in my, I'm not exaggerating when I say I always put my stuff away. I'm very good about putting stuff away. Let's see, I think I have 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 7, 8. Here's a scrap. And I think I will use this one. 3 3/4. I don't know. I don't have any rhyme or reason to why I'm picking ones over the others, other than it's just a little brighter. Like this one's just a little darker. So I thought, oh, I'll just use the other one. Okay. Oh, yeah, I looked through all my vegetable stuff, and then I looked through my food stuff, thinking maybe I put it there. I looked through my trays. I'm like going crazy. Okay, so this one needs to be 5 1/4. So I'm cutting that at 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. And that means out of each of these strips, I'm going to get 2 and have a scrap. So I'm adding to my scrap pile. It's kind of nice to sort your scraps by size just a little bit, so that when you're ready to grab scraps, you know, they're not just in a big pile of every multi-size. Oh my gosh, really? 5 1/4, 5 1/4. Well, that is probably why Steve said he didn't think you were as old as you are, because, you know, when we met, you were not. Right. And you really don't look very different at all. So that's probably, he probably still thinks of you as the same age as when we met. That's probably, I hope that's true for me too. You know, this chopper blade is self-sharpening. And so this, okay, I started out with going to like Staples and buying, I think it was Swingline or some brand that they quit making. And it lasted me, 10 years or something. And then I had 2 or 3 of these that just didn't last. It was like they got dull. I even took one of the blades to a guy here in town who sharpens lawnmower blades. And he tried to sharpen it, but it never did cut as precise. And so when I switched to this one, this is the Fiskars one. This is, I had one for, oh my gosh, so many years. I can't even tell you. So many years that I still called it my teacher shopper. And what happened to it was the lines and numbers started wearing out. And see, that's happening already. It's happening on this one too. And it cuts fabulous. No problem. But, well, thank you, Noelle. Gosh, better than when we met. That's so sweet. I don't believe it, but thank you. Anyway, so this one I asked for Christmas. I already got it in the mail because I got it as a birthday special, like a discount. So it's in the Christmas pile. Okay, I'm going from corner to corner, and I'm just like before. It's hard to see, isn't it? I'm gonna line up the top corner on the blade and the bottom corner on the blade, and let's just see how this works. All right, so we end up with these 2 pieces. I'm not sure. So I know, okay, so we have this one. Bummer. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to use a lot more paper on this than I thought. And I need to make it smaller. I think I needed to make it a 1/2 inch smaller. So I'm going to cut this down. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm going to cut an extra 1/4 inch off, which will make it 5 by 3 1/4. And that way I'll get that nice border all around that I like. And it's a bummer, but I think maybe Maybe I'll cut this one a different direction. Okay, so let's try this again. And I'll cut this one this way. That way I'll have this one as a full card, right? I'm just gonna start piling them up, and then I'll have I'm folding them as I go because I'm lazy. If I really wanted to do a good assembly line style, I would just have folded all of these at once and just cranked it out. I don't know why this paper is so cheap. It did not score nearly as well as it should have, but there's card 2. So I need at least, in order to do 2 cards, I need, 2 sheets, right? I'll just stack them. All right, let's cut that back down again. 3.5 by 5. And I need to cut one from this corner to this corner. And one from this corner to this corner. Okay, so that gives me 2 more cards. I think I am going to have to assembly line fold these because I don't think this cardstock scored as well as it should. But you get the idea, right? There's 3. I don't need all of this paper that I cut. I could make a whole bunch more. So I really like how these are looking. So I've got that stack. How about if I do one of these? 3.5 by 5. I'm gonna do a weird trick. I'm gonna flip one over and I'm gonna see if that works and cut it from this corner to this corner. It may not work. It should though, if I'm thinking correctly. I should end up with 2 this way and 2 this way. Yay, okay. That'll save me a little time, won't it? So there is 2 cards. There's 1. To me, part of the fun of making this is the possibility of what it can become. I have the front door. I know I'm not very environmentally friendly. I have the front door open so that Moose can see outside, you guys. I definitely want to do at least one of these. So I'm gonna flip this over again. We're gonna do a 3.5 by 5. And then we're gonna do a corner to corner. And there's 2 more cards. The spider webs are cool. I could do the spider webs instead, but let's do this the way I planned, I guess. Actually, I laughed in my head when I said that because I didn't plan anything. I decided on what paper pack to use literally about 10 minutes before I went live. So see, you don't have to have some big grand plan. You just have to make sure you have all this stuff kind of, in a pile ready to go and wing it. So, hey, Dana. Oh, I have something to show you, Dana, if you just logged in. I'm so excited. Look what I made. I'm so excited. There was a sampler, kind of that I made at one point with Julie with the Halloween stuff. And today We made one using the Christmas stuff. I thought that was cool. I couldn't decide if I liked it with the brown reindeer or the pink one, so I haven't attached it yet. But I like the retro look of this. I just am not sure about the pink yet. Anyway, isn't it cute? Oh my gosh, I love it. So I am trying to decide what I want for the last papers. So I could go with polka dots. I don't want that. I could go with spider webs. I could do more of those. I could do bats. I think I'll do the spider webs. Let's try that. Then I have these for later. Okay, again, I'm doing my trick where I have two pieces. I'm gonna flip one over. We're gonna cut this at 3.5 by 5. And then we're gonna cut from corner to corner. And boom. And then we have a spider web card. That's really fun. I do really like the plaid. I could flip it though and do it to spider web cards. Maybe I'll do that. Since I have all these scraps now, I'm gonna put these in my scrap pile, even though I'm mad that I have them. Okay. The next part, of course, is basically attaching all of these pieces. And you can see, like when she made this, she put a belly band around it and adhered it. It's adhered. It's not removable. But it's kind of a clever idea to wrap that around. A nice way to decorate. And I thought, I could do that. And then the inside, I can use these you know, on the inside panels if I want to. We'll see. Okay. I'm gonna use liquid glue just for speed. I don't know if I'm any faster this way, but I'm just gonna, it gives me a little squish time, a little time to move things. Let's see. Okay, and then we have this one. All right, so since this is crisscrossed now, I can go ahead and attach this here by putting a little, I'm putting adhesive like that. Yeah, you know, there's something about that band. You know, like I could use one of my scraps and wrap it around, and it just looks really cool, doesn't it? Maybe I'll go ahead and put that on while I'm messing around. Oh boy, somebody's walking their dog. So we had a weird thing happen in our neighborhood. Okay, Moose, we can see him. Moose does not like this husky that has been making around. And that husky likes to pee in our yard, and so Moose barks at him while he stops. I like it. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep applying these while we chat. It may take me a minute. So anyway, let me finish telling you what's been going on. So there was, got a knock at the door. There was a cop who was looking for anybody who might have video footage of the street. We're about 2 houses from Kinch, which is the edge of the street, or the next cross street. And apparently there was a little boy who was walking home from school, and he, somebody tried to stop him and offered him candy. And it was some guy in a SUV with blacked out windows. And of course, it's too far for my camera, you know, only looks at my street. I don't know why he asked me. Probably because I'm like, seriously, like Gladys Kravitz. I'm like, I feel like I know a lot of what's going on in this neighborhood because, you know, I have my doors open a lot and I watch. But anyway, I was talking to Steve about it. I thought that was really weird that all the time we were growing up, I remember, you know, hearing the stories about people who, you know, try to get kids to go into their cars using puppies or candies or whatever. And I remember hearing the story, you know, from like my parents when I was growing up, like, don't go into a car with strangers, that kind of stuff. But have you actually ever heard of it happening? I'm like, wow, that's weird. Because I don't think I have. I think that's weird. So, yeah, now I feel like our whole neighborhood is on high alert. We have a great neighborhood. We have people who are like, you know, home all day. I can't even believe somebody would try to do that in our neighborhood. I'm looking at the end of our street. There is only one house out of 10 where people actually leave their homes during the day. Everybody's home. There's a lot of retired people in my neighborhood or people who work from home. And so, you know, geez. Anyway. So, is it boring watching me do this or what? Oh my gosh. Why did I make 10 of these? I can't remember. But I am, you know, I'm making good progress, I think. You guys, just think about how fast you can put together these, especially if you're not going to make, you know, 10 of them. I think I have 4 total more. Okay, this card is really fast. And what's really nice is the little insert pocket is amazing. I mean, like, it's going to be so easy compared to some of the cards that I've made. Some of them are like so detailed, like, you know, we have multiple flaps to decorate and that kind of thing. This one's not going to use nearly as much paper, so I'm happy to report. Did you really? I'm shocked, Heather. 5 or 6 years ago, you had this happen. Now, see, here's the thing that's weird. It's like people look at my neighborhood and think it's a high crime area just because there are some poorer people and there are some rental houses in my neighborhood, but it's just not. There is a few blocks away, there is a neighborhood that's very where a lot of the crime in Urbana happens. There's like 2, maybe 3 hot spots in Urbana where there is crime. And we're everywhere you live in Urbana, you're close to one of them. So there's no great place to live where you're far away. But but I'm happy to say it doesn't normally impact any, like I feel very comfortable. It's getting dark right now. I would go outside, not a problem. I would walk my dog, no problem. I have neighbors who are home. I could run to any house. They would all answer the door. They're not like the people who hide when the doorbell goes off or whatever. So yeah, I don't worry about this neighborhood. Okay. There's our first 10 card bases. And it'd be nice to have some wraps for all of these. So I need to decide. I think I want 1-inch straps. And I'm going to go ahead and use the rest of this. All right, so I have, let's see. I have about 4.5 inches left. So I'm gonna cut 4 of these. And let's look at my other papers. The ones that are more directional, I could use the stripes. The stripes might be fun on the spider webs or on this one. I like this, but I have to make it a bigger band. This one lends itself to that perfectly. Look at that. Let's use it. This one is candy corn. Let's use the pumpkins. I'm just gonna make, I have 1, 2, 3. All right, so I have 4, plus I did that 1, so I have 5. I need 5 more. I am just going to cut these pumpkins into like 1-inch strips. I just want enough space so that there's a row of pumpkins. All right. Look how cute. It's almost tempting to just do them all this way. How cute are they? All right, let's start. We can do a little wrap around each one. And chop. So I decided while Steve is gone not to watch the news so much because I swear I have been having weird dreams about the war, of all things. I'm like, I have no reason to dream about that, but I don't know if it's being impacted by what I'm seeing on TV or what, but sheesh, enough already. So I decided I'm only going to watch fun things. So I started watching Emily in Paris, okay? Because I started watching that a few, it's been a while. I'm looking at this thinking, I think I may need the darker ones on here. Anyway, does anybody else watch that? Is anybody else watching anything good on TV that I am missing out on? Because seriously, I feel like I need to watch something fun. I need ideas. I get tired of the same old shows, and my husband and I tend to watch a lot of like Top Chef and Big Brother and Those kind of shows that are just ridiculous. We love them. Okay, flip that around and flip that around. That one got a little sloppy. Okay. These are turning out adorable. I'm going to save that little piece. Who knows whether I'll use it or not. Started watching, oh, Mike and Molly. Oh my gosh. My sister used to watch that like crazy. She loved it. I've never really watched it. Yeah. And my sister watches a lot of TV shows that I have never seen. And so I probably need to pay attention. Do you and your husband watch TV together, or do you watch separately, like in separate rooms or whatever? Oh, look at the scary face on there. That's really cute. My husband and I like to watch TV together, and it's really hard when he's away just because there are shows on that we normally watch, and I don't want to wait for him to try to keep up with them. So what I've been doing is watching them and then not telling him, and then when he comes home, I pretend like I didn't watch them. Is that terrible? I'm like, I don't want to wait. And he's really busy at the racetrack. It's very exhausting to drive like that intensity all day long. This one I got the tops chopped off, but it still looks okay. I think it'll be fine. Anyway, so they usually they go out to eat and then they just all crash. They just have to get a lot of sleep. It's very hard to drive at top speeds and be like on alert all day long. That intensity. Oh yeah, football. No, thank you. Not my cup of tea. Okay. Now we basically have the outside. Now we need to make this inner card, and I think I want it to be pretty sturdy because this is so flimsy. So I need to make a decision here about the cardstock that I use. And I could use like an orange, or maybe I could just use white, or I'm just not sure. I could use black, just more black. Oh, decisions. Okay. I'm just gonna use up this black cardstock because I hate it so much. So we have a very narrow card here. It is 4 inches by 5.5. We want this to slide out very easily. So we could make it 3.5, and that would make it, pretty easy on the sides. Or we could do 3 3/4. Let me cut a couple at 3 3/4, and let's just see how this goes. All right, got my chopper out again. And 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And here is our inside. Look at that. That slides pretty easily, doesn't it? Looks like I need to seal up this as well because my pocket is going to... Did she seal hers? She sure did. Okay, that makes sense. It makes sense. It's just I didn't think about it at the time. All right, let me cut my cards first. 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. There's 2. So when I cut, like I need 2 pieces at 5 1/4, I go to 10 1/2, chop the little end off, and then I go to 5 1/4, and then I have, you know, the 2 pieces. That's how I cut on my chopper. That's what makes me a little faster at cutting. So I'm gonna get 4 out of each piece. So I'm gonna do, so I need 3 3/4 and 3 3/4, which is 7 1/2. And then I'm going to stack these and do the 5 1/4, which is 10 1/2, 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. And then I have all 4. So that's 8, right? 2 more. 10 1/2, slide it to 5 1/4, chop. Okay, so now I have 10 pieces. And all these scraps. Not sure what I'm gonna do with those yet, but I have a lot of them. Okay. Sometimes this real thin paper is really nice for like die cutting. I don't know. Okay. The other thing is we want a cool panel or a PML card on the inside. So it's time for me to grab those pocket cards, those picture my life or pocket cards out of my stash here. Let's see. I have several pages of them, and the only ones I'm really interested in now, right at this moment, are these Gigantor ones. And I can only really use the vertical ones, which is this one and this one. So there's really only 2 vertical ones. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those. And the other thing about these are really cute. They're a little bit wide, right? So I need to cut them down to the 3 3/4. So I'm just cutting those down a little bit. I don't want to cut this side off. I don't want to cut off the spider. And then the other thing about this is they're too long. They're 6 inches, and we need them to be more like 5 1/4. So we're gonna have to cut some off. So I'm gonna cut this one as close as I can and flip it around and do as close as I can to the image. And the same with this one. It is gonna have to be cut and flipped and 5 1/4. So I have 2 that I can use straight up, you know, the way they are. And I really like to, tear tape would be perfect for this. I really think I need them to be attached to the cardstock because they're this is flimsy and this is flimsy. I just can't have everything on this card be cheapy feeling. Well, I could, but I don't want to. Okay, what time is it? We're going on an hour, and look at where we are. In 1 hour, we have cut 10 card bases. We have put our base layers on 10 cards, and we're just working on our little pockets. I think we're doing pretty good time-wise. I don't want to be on here all night long, right? But these cards are adorable, just adorable. And so I'm just sealing these shut. I should have done it before I did my flaps. Note to self, in the future, put adhesive down at the bottom, because this is a pain, right? I mean, really. Okay. I feel like I need something crazy sturdy or something to hold these together while I'm messing around with the cards. Sometimes a little pre-planning, right, would work nice. Okay. I'm just going to squeeze those all together. Glue, 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 glue. Okay, there. Now, I just want to adhere these to this so that I have a little more sturdiness on this card. And so, normally I really would consider not doing this, but I got it crooked. Good job. Let me trim it. Okay. Normally I wouldn't do this because I like the back, you know, it's cool looking, but it's just too lightweight. It's just too lightweight. And that card is going to get a lot of action with people pulling it in and out. So it's nice to have something a little sturdier. Even this is not nearly, this is really heavy cardstock. And then she's got a heavy cardstock decoration on the front. So it's like double cardstock. And, you know, it's getting some action. So I don't want this to be too cheap. Okay, I did those PML cards. Now I can just go back to my decoration stuff, because we're gonna put decor on these. Tags, and you know, we have all these little cute tags, and we have the really fun little things like this. And so, and look at the eyeballs. Oh, I love them. Okay. So I am just going to put these on, and it doesn't even matter which side. But I just want to double these up because I really do want these to be a little bit sturdy. I think I said that. I really do want these to be a little sturdy. What you doing tonight, Linda? Anything exciting happening around you? I have been, oh, the bats are adorable. So tempting. Do I do the bats? I'm going to do the bats. I don't even know if I'll have some. Surely I'll have something that will coordinate with that, right? Make it cute. And yeah, I'm just going to do more bats. We have a lot of stuff coming up shortly. When Close to My Heart announced that they were closing and Jeanette wanted to retire, I started really trying to think about what I wanted to do. And, you know, it was a struggle for me because Stampin' Up! Is a hard transition for someone like me. I've always loved Close to My Heart so much. But so I signed up. It was just sort of a quick kind of thing. Oh, I need two more. What am I going to use? How about candy corn? Oh, those are fun too. No, I think candy corn. Anyway, so I signed up for a class called Crop and Deliver. Anybody ever heard of this? It's through Scrapbook and Cards magazine, and they it's expensive, but it's a few days of classes, and the classes are, oh, look at me, crooked again. The classes are by like top people in the field. There's like, I don't know, there like several companies got together and created the classes, and they send you this giant box. I mean, it should be giant because it's expensive, okay? Anyway, they send you this giant box and then full of stuff, and then you just create with them in classes for several days. That is coming up for me. And so I'm anticipating getting that box in the mail tomorrow. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow. Very excited. Okay, let's see here. I'm just trying to match up my patterns a little bit with my cards so that I know how I'm gonna end up decorating things. Like, I don't want to put the spider web one in the, you know, in the wrong one or whatever. Cute. That one's a little long. Oh, it's because on some of them I put a lot of glue in there. I'm gonna chop it off at 5 inches. There, that's better. This one's a little long too. I want this thing to fit in my envelope. So I just want to make sure everything fits all nice. Yeah, looks like when I did my glue, I'm just going to shorten them a little bit. That works. I like this one in here, and I can't cut it shorter, so it's just going to stay that way. Well, I guess I could cut the top off a little. Yeah. And the orange, oh, it's so cute. Look at that. I love it so much. Seriously. Normally, I make a card template, and I have, you know, several like, I've tried this a couple of times and so I have a plan, and I don't have to sit here and mess around. I know, you know what? I wish I would have gotten it today, because instead of doing anything, I have nothing planned for tomorrow, for my live tomorrow, and I seriously wish I had it in my hands, because I would do an unboxing with you guys. I feel like when I got that news, you know, I just had like this, I don't know what was wrong. I have an extra one. I just had this feeling like, I don't know, a loss, right? And I thought, oh, I just needed to fill my time with something that I knew I would really love, right? And so I just grabbed it. I just grabbed that Crop and Create thing. And I thought, man, that was a lot of, I spent money. This is how I'm coping. I'm spending money. I'm very tempted to cut these apart and use one on each card, because I love it so much. I could even tuck it in. So I think I'm gonna, and then these, you know, I like how the square is on the front, and it's very tempting to put one of these on the front of each thing. So I'm gonna cut these down. I'm kind of to the point where I have all this ephemera and all this cool stuff, and I'm not even sure I need it because the cut aparts are awesome in this kit. This is wild. Okay. So let's cut a few of these. I have no idea what's on the back. Oh, just black, which is even better because I can matte them if I want. Cause see, I could do, I won't do the flowers, and yeah, that's a great idea. Let's see. So I'm going to cut 3 rows. And then the other side, maybe, I don't know whether I'll need these for my other cards or not, but hey, I'm going to do this. So there's one. I love the little mummy. And I'm not as crazy about the candy corn. I like the Halloween. I'm going to hold off on those. I like the little cat. So there's 3. I love the eek. There's 4. Hey pumpkin, that's cute. 5. The bats are cute. 6. I need 4 more. The eyeballs are adorable. 7. The hocus pocus I could use on that one. Which one? There's 8. The little ghost is cute. There's 9. And how about Boo? Which is 10. Okay, I have 10 of those. Now I can I have so much black extra cardstock, I could matte those with black. That might not be a bad idea. They are 2 by 2. So let me just see how I am with all my scraps. I don't know if I have enough for 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Look how short I am. That is how short I am. That little corner. I may use it anyway. Think it'll show. Think that's bad. I don't know if I should do that. I don't know. It's a good way to use all of this extra. I could do 2 1/8. Try 2 1/8. 2 1/8. Oh yeah, that works. Let's do that. And I will matte those. What are you watching on TV, Noelle? Anything good? So I got into, I started reading this series of books. I like to read those, you know, the quirky paranormal romance style books that are kind of stupid. I like to read those. They go fast, and I just finished a whole series, and now I'm like, ugh, I need a book. I need a good book. It's so hard when you're still kind of engrossed in one book to start a new book series, because my brain doesn't turn off that fast. Like I think about it a little bit for a while, and so it's hard. I'm thrilled that I'm using these scraps, you guys. I don't know about you, but these little triangular scraps, I do not want to store these. I'm going to throw away the rest of them. How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'm close to the end there. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need one more. And you're probably all gasping in relief. Thank goodness. Audiobooks. And what audiobook are you, what kind of books are you listening to? I love to listen to audiobooks and podcasts and stuff. I've been listening a lot to, I like Clark Howard and some of the money ones. I don't know. I just like those. Come on, glue. Whoop. Went flying. Hocus Pocus. I think I'm going to put that one. Let's see. I'm trying to decide if I want to put them on foam tape, or is that just too much? You know, I could put it flat. Doesn't matter. I don't know. I love the boo. So cute. Oh my gosh. Look at the eyeballs, you guys. So cute. I'm glad that I'm doing Halloween. I was all about doing the fall stuff. I mean, really. Oh yeah, I was gonna put the Hocus Pocus on this one. With the witch. I think these are turning out adorable. I may just make the 10 and call it a night, because obviously it's not like it takes tons of time to make them or whatever, but you know, it is, you know, it'd probably take me another hour and a half to make like 10 more cards. I don't know if I want to be on here till 10 o'clock at night. But, oh, I love that. Look at the eek. I could tuck it in even. Ghosts and goblins, spooks galore, scary wishes at your door, jack-o'-lantern shining bright, wishing you a haunting night. And then I can put the eek in there. Oh, I love it. That's hilarious. So the other thing going on this weekend, sorry, I got sidetracked from telling you the fun things. My upline is in Washington, and she is this weekend holding, actually tomorrow, no, tomorrow? What is tomorrow? Friday? Oh, Saturday. Basically, everybody's arriving today, and obviously not me. And they are having a retreat getaway kind of thing. I'm so excited. And I told her I was bummed to miss it, really. And she said that she would record the sessions because she had several people. So she's going to go live during the sessions, which is super fun, super cool, right? I'm so excited. And then all right, This is gonna, I just feel like I need to pop those, right? I need to decide what I'm gonna do on the inside cards. Should I look at my more of those Picture My Life cards? Should I do some ephemera stuff? Decisions. I'm being a little skimpy with the pop dots, I realize. More so than usual. But I want to be able to tuck. I may use some of that ephemera a little bit, you know, and kind of tuck behind it. And I just want it, I just want it to be an option. So all right, Kylie Scott. Are those mysteries? I really like this one like this. I'm gonna put it on differently. I just like that one that way. I don't know why. I could do several of them that way, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna keep going with my mojo while I got it before I pass out. I haven't eaten dinner yet tonight. Karen and I worked on stuff for a while today, so I haven't eaten dinner, and I have leftover Papa Del's pizza, which is like, yes, please. This is another one that would look really good, kind of cattywampus, I think. It's Cute Romances. You know what? I think I have read some of her books. Oh my gosh, yes. They're short too. They go really fast. Okay. All right. Another layer done. Ba-bum. All right, now I got to decide. Make the decision. What am I going to put on here? I almost feel like I need a message or something, and I think I need some of these. So I'm gonna cut these, especially the ones that have the words. Anyway, my upline is having that retreat getaway thing, and there's classes and all kinds of stuff. And I don't know who, I think some of the top people in the company are my sidelines, which is one of the reasons I like that. Hey, pumpkin. I like the Happy Halloween. I like the Treat Yourself. I like the ones that have some words on them. Less for me to have to stamp if I want to stamp. Anyway, so they're doing, what they did was they put out a list of stuff that I needed to buy if I wanted to play along. And it just so happened that several of the items that you needed to play along, I had purchased on the pre-order anyway, so I have a lot of it. I don't have all of it, but I'm good. I love that. What am I at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. One of them won't have a message. Well, 8, 9, and 10. Cute, cute, cute. And maybe I'll add Trick or Treat to one. I love You are spooktacular. Trick or treat. That's really cute. Squad ghouls. Beware. Spooky night. I like this eat, drink, and be scary. I might be able to add that. All right, I think that'll... The other things that I have that would work are some of these, which these I wanted to save for the other style of card because you can see this style of card is has an opening here, and you basically just attach the top and the bottom with a, and I've thought these cards would be perfect. Oh, there's Jen. I was gonna say, what? Who's out there? It's Jennifer. But see how that would be really cute to just put on the front just as plunk. I can just make tons of these. Look, they're almost all vertical too, which is really great. Because this one's not, and this one's not, but that one would work, I think, even as... So that's my plan for those. I'm gonna set those aside so I don't cut them up without thinking. And this one has some possibilities, you know, this happiest Halloween and stuff. Some of these could work for the inside of those cards. I'll think about it. I just have to think about it for a minute. All right, so let's... Hey, Jen. Hi. Careful where you stepped. He just threw up over by the door. My dog has been sick, you guys, and he was so hungry. He was like begging for food, so I boiled some chicken and made some rice, and he ate it, and he looked really good, and then bleh, he just puked right before he went live. Gross. I put a spell on you. So this is cute. Let's see. This little, you are spooktacular. I got that one off just a little bit. I'm gonna trim it. Let's see. This is really cute. You are spooktacular. And then trick or treat. I'm gonna think about that on that. So I can like put that on there. So I'm just kind of going through and trying to decide what I want where. Hey, pumpkin, treat yourself. Oh, that's really cute. I like that one. And I like the color. I like that it's a lighter color too. And I think I'll have some little tidbits from this batch to add to it, so that'll be good. This one is pretty much how I want it to be on the card itself, so I'm not going to put one on there. How about the eek? That's funny. So I can like put that across and just trim the edges off, and so when it pulls out it'll say eek. I love it. Boo to you. Oh, see, that'll go with that little ghost. Look at that. Oh, there's my missing. I said I had an extra, but I didn't. There it is. Let me trim that. So you get the drift. I know, I don't know what's going on with him, Heather. I love that boo to you. See, it'll pull out. He's just, he did this one other time when he got into chicken bones, and we had to take him to the vet, and they said, they called it like garbage gut or something like that. I like this eat, drink, and be scary. That's really cute. I'll put those together. So they said basically it takes 7 or 8 days for a dog to like kind of reset their stomach. And so just keep feeding him chicken and rice, and as long as he's drinking water, don't sweat it too much. And so I'm like, okay. So he's been drinking and going to the bathroom, normal. But, man, I really like this, but I don't know about this background. I'll just switch them around. Okay, what do I have left here? Bugs and Kisses and Hey Pumpkin. I can save those for something else. Okay, let's look through this ephemera just as a final thing, and then I think that's more or less all I need to do. I'm cleaning up my mess. The other option that I had that I was thinking about is getting out my like twine. Like I thought about looking, I know I have some in orange that will look great on those. And I have Halloween ribbon that I really need to use, and I didn't have time to get it out today, but I think that's a fabulous idea for these, is to put a little ribbon and attach it to this background, so when you pull up on the ribbon, the whole thing will come. I won't have to attach, like in her card she has like a little tab, and I won't have to attach a tab. I'll just put that ribbon on there, and and the ribbon is orange and blacks, and so okay. Let's see what I got here. I got candies and stars. I probably won't use the house. Spells. Hey Pumpkin, another message. Spooky days, I don't know. I'll put my words over here in my little. 'Tis the season to be spooky. This is adorable, and I think that would look cute on the other style card. So I'm gonna put these ones that I think will go good on the other style card over there. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. Another eek. Here's a Halloween. I think I'll do something else with that. If the broom fits, maybe. These are so cute. Oh my gosh, look at that. More tombstones. It's all about the candy. I love that. Boo. More candy pieces. Lots of candy pieces in here. Little bat. The bats are really cute. And when I was messing around, oh, look at the candelabras. Ooh, those are interesting. I'm gonna put those off to the side. I love the little dangly spider. I was messing around cutting out die cuts from, you know, that Crafter's Companion pack. And I have a whole bunch of spiders left, and they're freaking me out sitting here on my desk. I have a bunch of them over here in a pile, and so every time I move stuff they flip up, and oh my god, I need to get those used. So I need to use some of those spiders on here. They're like freaking me out. Some of these are really weird, and some of them are super cute. It's like a weird little combination. So I don't know yet. There's another pumpkin. There's another eek. Okay. All right. Let's start this here. I'm going to make this. I love the trick or treat. I love the Halloween. how about this little boo? I'm gonna go ahead and start attaching, even though I'm not attaching my tag yet, because I want to attach that ribbon to it, but this will work perfectly, I think. And maybe I'll add a star. The other thing, I think that is too cute. Look at that. I can always add something to the outside as well, but I want to kind of zip through these first and get the card part made. Happy Halloween. "'Tis the season to be spooky," or that's really cute. I could put a bat, or how about the spider, since the spider web background. Yeah, yep. I think I'm gonna put him on a dot. And that way I can tuck that under, and when this slides in, you know, that spider won't be in anybody's way. It'll slide in, no problem. Cute. All right. I put a spell on you. And how about the tonics and spells? I could tuck it in. You put a spell on me. I like it. Cute, right? I feel like this one needs a little star also. Or maybe I should put one of the little spiders on, since I use the spider web paper. Oh yeah, look at that. That is adorable. Okay. One thing about adding stuff to these cards is that you want them to be kind of as flat as possible so they don't catch, especially if you're going to do them on the edges where it doesn't have as much of a pocket. So like the edges are going to be a pinch tight, but the middle, if you put something elevated in the center, it'll slide in, no problem. But the edges, you don't want it to be too snug. All right. I love this October 31st. Eat, drink, and be scary. I'll probably put it like this. I'm gonna wait to put my tag on for this one because no matter what I do, it's gonna cover just a little bit. So I'll attach those when I put my ribbon on. And then what do I want on the front? Look at this. Beware of the spooks. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I think that'll go on the other. I'm just gonna put this on. And put a little star. I think oh, you know, I haven't even looked at my sticker sheet, you guys. Oh my gosh. And I have chipboard. Look. Looky. More pieces. Look at all of that. Oh, so fun. Look at the eyeballs. Okay, yeah. I got some stuff I can add. That's so much fun. So much fun. I'm just going to keep adding. So, yeah, I'll probably add eyeballs to that one. Okay, boo to you. And then I love it. I think it's adorable. I don't want to use up all my messages. That's the only problem I'm having because, you know, if I want to make those other cards, and I use up all my messages on these cards, I'll have to stamp to do those. So I'm just gonna keep cranking here. All right, this one, I love the eek. I'm gonna put it sideways. I know I want that. And what else am I gonna put on there? That is super cute. That is gonna be great. And I will put this on and I'll just trim the excess so that it slides in without any trouble. And again, I'm gonna wait until I have my ribbon. Although this one, I may have to do some kind of pull, you know, like a pull. Sometimes I take two pieces and put them together and put them on there, and that'll create like a little tab. I'm gonna do this little spooky days. I think that is super cute. And I love the bats in the background. I may do a little something more to that. I am not sure yet. I feel like it's wanting something else. Okay, I love this one. I don't want to mess with it. I just like how it is. But that other pair of eyeballs might be good. Or the spider. Gosh, look how cool that is. Let's see. I don't have a good spider, but I do have this little spooky guy, and that makes it more cute than scary, right? So I love it. Done. Let's see. This one is Treat Yourself. And so this one definitely needs the candy around it. And so I'm going to kind of put a few pieces on. I'm going to make this so it's not stuck on both sides so that I can kind of tuck this under when I'm ready. And I'm going to do this all about the candy. Speaking of, okay, so today I told you I put out some Almond Joy, which is my favorite kind of Halloween candy, and it's kind of an unusual pick, right? Not everybody loves Almond Joy, I realize. And so, you know, I only buy it at Halloween. And my neighbor kid came over and wanted to see Moose today. And so I let her come in and pet Moose for a while. And she immediately just, she's in middle school. She just snagged a couple of my Almond Joys off of my plate that I had out, and she said, "Can I have one of these?" And I said, "Yes, you can have one. Thank you for asking." And then her little sister, her little sister's like, "Can I have one?" "Yes, as long as you're not allergic to nuts or anything, right?" And then, "Can I take one from my mom? Can I take one from my brother? Can I take one?" And I'm just like, okay. So I looked down at the plate when she was done, and I'm not exaggerating when I tell you there was one left. One. She was like, I think she took 7 or 8 pieces of candy, and I was like, you know, I don't know if you realize this, but candy is insane expensive this year. No, but, you know, whatever. I always make them special things for Halloween, but it was just sort of like a, whoa, she kind of caught me off guard. And I only buy that one bag. So that's cute. All right. Last one. And then I love this Trick or Treat and You Are Spectacular. What else does it need? I do not know. A pumpkin, maybe. I could put like a big pumpkin at the bottom, or I could put a pumpkin on the front. That's really cute. I definitely like this. So that's happening, and I'm just waiting to do my little thing there. Oh, this is so cute, this little pumpkin. How about the long, tall one? I'll do that. Okay. I think I'm more or less done. See, I think I'll be able to add a few stickers to this. I like the idea of adding something black here. This little boo might work. Yeah, so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I made 10 cards. Yeah, it's been almost a couple hours. It's gonna take me another at least 15 minutes to punch holes and get the ribbon put in. But look how amazing that looks. Aren't those cute? So for tomorrow on my live, I might go ahead and just crank through some of these using these products. I'm still waiting for the Stampin' Up! Paper, or I would use Stampin' Up! For this because I think that's a really cool idea. Anyway, I just want to thank this person for sending me this birthday card. Donna Miller sent me this. Isn't that cute? What a cool idea for a card. And it was so fun to be able to just sort of copy her style there and go through paper. I have so much paper still. So I am in good shape with that. And so I may just kind of continue tomorrow morning on this. And so I will see you all then. Have a good night. I'm going to go try to find a good book, and I'm going to eat some pizza for dinner. So, yay. No, see, I always eat bad when Steve is gone. So have a good evening, everybody. Thanks for the fun day, Karen. Bye-bye.